All right, we are live. We are live. Even though we've had technical difficulties this morning, we are live. We here. We're gonna finish this series. All right. I'm just waiting for the video to connect over on my other monitor, so that I can grab that link and put it in our free business mastermind group, so that our community can join us on YouTube conveniently, live and in the live chat. So let me throw that over there. I got the link now. Okay, now it's over there. It's going, it's cycling. I'm just waiting on it to post actually. Boom. And it is posted. Now, let us make sure we can see the live chat. And we got Shawana Mack over there of Mack Travel Agency. So yeah. Okay. Now, let's see. I think we got everything we need. So, welcome to your First Six Figures Morning Show, where every show is intentionally more of an interactive coaching and training experience to position you, the online service-based entrepreneur, to generate your first six figures by learning how to make the money and create time freedom. This week's blog is at shaycannon.com/copy. That's shaycannon.com/copy. Let me drop that in the live right there. Because what we've been talking about all week long is the copycat proof playbook. How to protect, deliver, and dominate in your industry. Okay. I don't know if it's happened to you yet, but let me tell you, when you start getting creative and innovative and putting things out there that seem like it's new and unique, you're going to get copycats, okay? When you're doing things that people feel like is working and it's not what everybody else is doing, they're going to copy off you, and that's okay. You know, business is all about creating a better mousetrap. However, some of them get extremely close to being uncouth as hell, but that's all right, okay? This week we've given you some strategies to help you deal with these copycats, okay? On Monday, we talked about creating a Black Ops launch, okay? A Black Ops launch. What is that? Well, that's a launch where you're not giving out too much information. And I even gave you, I think it was 20 strategies on how to do just that. So go back to part one. That was Monday's replay, okay? Then we talked about do what most can't to get rid of these copycats, okay? Do what most can't. And what is that? Actually get the transformation, all right? And I gave you, I don't even know, 10, 20 strategies on how to actually get the transformation for your client. Because see, that's the difference between you and the copycats and the fakes, is you're actually getting the transformation for your clients, okay? And then part three was on yesterday. And what we talked about is clear the air, okay? Clear the air. And what do I mean by that? That is educate your potential clients on how to pick the best service provider for you. Because see, the thing about a copycat is all they can copy is what they see. It's so much more that goes into things that is unseen. So if they can't do the unseen part, they're probably not going to be a great service provider. Help the potential clients in the audience to pick a great service provider so that they know the difference between the fake and the real. All right. Now, today, we're going to be a little humorous with it, but it's the truth, okay? Snitches protect riches, okay? Snitches protect riches. I know y'all have thought snitches get stitches, but we not in the mob, okay? We in the real world. So snitches protect riches. So build a loyal community, because that is one of the most powerful ways to outshine your copycats, okay? Cement your position as the original innovator. I have had so many times where I have been in rooms where I say things, or it's my job to teach or whatever, and somebody else comes up and they're trying to teach, and my community will say, okay, even if I let them keep going, my community is like, no, get out of here, imposter. Like, we listen to this person. This is this person's platform. We don't understand what you're doing here. All right. So when you foster a raving fan base that knows your work inside and out, they'll naturally become your advocates, calling out imitators and spreading the word about your originality. Okay. So you see how that's doing a lot of things. They're your advocate. They're calling out imitators, and they're spreading the word about your originality. Okay, that's the three things that they're helping. Partnering with trusted voices and influences in your industry can also amplify your credibility, making it clear who the leader is and who's simply following the trail behind you. Okay. Additionally, consider creating exclusive memberships or private communities that require active engagement, not just one where people get to sit there, right? So you can have that free one where some of them are going to sit there. We know that, right? But you should also have an active one that most of the people are way more engaged, okay? There's a big difference between our free business mastermind and our paid quarterly CEO productivity membership. Okay. Those people are way more engaged. And those are most of the people whose voices you hear on this morning show. Okay. So these spaces not only deepen your connection with your audience, but also make it nearly impossible for competitors to siphon off your hard-earned relationships. Okay. So give people an opportunity to work with you more closely. A strong community isn't just protection against copycats, it's a powerhouse of support and growth. All right. Now, that was the blog. Y'all know here on the morning show that you get more. Okay, you get more on the morning show. So let me go into about 10 strategies to help you to build community. Okay, help you to build a type of community that are fanatical about you and do those three things of advocating and stopping the imitating and raising up your voice to let way more people know. Okay, because those are the three things we want besides just buying our offer. We want those three things to have a loyal community. So number one, when you have your people gathered, give your community an identity. Okay, give your community an identity. Create a name or shared identity for your audience, like tribe or squad or insider circle, to foster belonging. When people feel a part of something exclusive, they are more likely to defend and advocate for it. Now, I see a lot of people do this well. I don't do it as well, right? So my free business mastermind group, I call you guys Sixers because I'm helping you get to your first 6 figures, right? So I call you Sixers, but most of the time I'm calling you that in my head. I don't really call you that to you. Now, your coupon code to most things is always Sixers. So I think y'all kind of got an idea of what the identity is, but clearly I need to give you more of an identity to tribe up around and share that with you, right? So that's one great thing that you guys can do. Number 2, reward those who call out copycats. So introduce a system where community members get recognition or small perks for bringing attention to imitators. This could be a shout out, VIP access, discount codes, or one-on-one, something like that, right? Basically, you just want to, if they're doing you the favor of calling out the imitators, right? You want to reward that so that other people will also call out the imitators. Now, what are we going to do with these snitches? Like, why are we building an army of snitches? Because some of our stuff we've actually protected legally, right? Some of our stuff is trademark, copywritten, license out. So we do need to know when people are using our stuff to such a degree that it is a threat to our legal rights or it's an infringement on our legal right. Okay. It's not always just about telling who is kind of like you. Some of it is, did you know, and check with your IP attorney for details, but did you know that you can have a trademark, but if somebody starts using your stuff and you don't defend it, you lose it, right? You can lose it legally. So we do need somebody else besides us looking out for our stuff. So it's really just not about high school or elementary school snitching. It really is about ways that we are protecting ourselves and our legal rights, okay? Number 3, you can do an insider only knowledge drop, right? So this is a funny one because you basically share exclusive behind the scenes knowledge or do just a group thing just for the people who have helped you to protect your rights. Okay. Now, when you're building community, you could do these insider things just to help you build a community. But within that insider of the community, we want another insider, smaller group of people who actually help you to protect your legal rights. Okay. So people that have snitched, we want to reward the snitches. Okay. Number 4, cultivate a receipts culture. Receipts. Y'all know about receipts, right? Okay, so what that is encourage your audience to keep and share receipts or proof when they see knockoffs, right? Make it clear that copying isn't just ideas, but it's about integrity, and your community will stand up for you. So they can keep their receipts, but also you can do content that's about your receipts, okay? And let people know, hey, if you see this, then it's that. But if you see this, that's a fake, okay? So help them spot the fake and also help them use the quote unquote receipts. Number 5, use user-generated content. Now, this is called UGC. So if you see UGC somewhere, it stands for user-generated content. And what that is you want to encourage your community to create content about their experiences, about their results, and giving testimonials, right? But you want to encourage them to give you these videos. Sometimes even the written word, we know that we prefer the video, but written word works when we can't get video. But the more personal the stories are, the harder it is for copycats. And the way that your community, it's another way that the community is coming around you to help stop the copycats, okay? So encourage your community to give you user-generated content. Number 6, spotlight and engage with your most loyal fans, okay? Spotlight and engage. There's nothing worse than having the capability and the magic that brings people together around you and you don't acknowledge them. There's nothing worse than that, right? And it's not that people are pick-me's, as the kids say, or attention seekers. It's the law of reciprocity, right? I like you. I tell people about you. I love showing up for your stuff, and you never acknowledge me. That does something negative, okay? So we should always be spotlighting and engaging our most loyal fans. Y'all can tell who my most loyal fans are because we know each other so well. I pick on them a lot because I'm from the South. So we play the dozens, all that kind of stuff. So we act more like family. The more I've messed with them, the longer I've known them, right? So you need to spotlight and engage your most loyal fans. This is why I call out names, even if you're just on the YouTube, right? This is how we get to know people. So spotlight and engage. Number 7, make your audience part of your evolution. Okay, make your audience part of your evolution. Now, we had technical difficulties this morning, so we don't have a full house in studio, but we got Dr. Tachi and we got Shawana Kennedy Media. Now, the very first course I put out there on getting to your first 6 figures, Shawana Kennedy Media was in that course, right? She has followed the evolution of that information. And then she got from that course too, she came to the retreat. I didn't even realize I had the retreat shirt on to be telling y'all about it. But she came to retreat and she saw the evolution of the information. She is always watching even now how that same roadmap is evolving, right? So there should be people with you that were there from the beginning, right? Your day ones, you say, that sees how what you're teaching is getting better and better, that sees how what you offer is getting better and better, okay? So get input from your community on new ideas, launches, and improvements based on their background with you, based on their experience with you. This is how you make things better, right? Some of the things that are different about the way I do the roadmap comes from the feedback of Shawana Kennedy and others that were there for the first version of this roadmap, right? So make sure that your audience is a part of your evolution. Number 8, launch an exclusive first to know initiative, okay? So when you create those standout members that are way more active and encouraging and give referrals and buy your stuff, when you create that standout bunch from the rest, these are your VIPs, okay? These are your VIPs. So you need to create that list so you know who they are. And they are the ones that now get things like early access, that get things like stuff that you're not offering to the public, that get things like bonuses that not everybody can get, right? So this not only makes them feel special because they are special, so they should feel special, but also makes them more likely to defend the originality of your work. If we go back to the main job of what we're talking about today, right? Those are going to be the ones that fiercely, okay, defend you when you're not there. Those are going to be the ones that come and be like, hey, I just want to show you something. Did you see this? right? And they just wait for your response to see, do you realize that that's your stuff? Okay. So those are the ones, your VIPs. So make sure you're identifying them and making them feel as special as they are. Number 9, educate your audience on industry scams. We talked about that on yesterday. We're just bringing it back today and especially talking about the scam parts. Okay. But educating your audience, we did a whole day on it. That was yesterday. But we want to regularly post about fake stuff, copycats. We want to regularly post about in keeping our audience informed, because the quickly they are able to identify the difference between you and the frauds, the better. Okay. And the quickly you give out the information, now you're arming your community on what they can also share to help other people to spot the fakes. Okay. So that's why I'm bringing that back up. Last but not least, we want to embed ethical loyalty in your brand as a culture. Okay. Ethical loyalty. We're not building a cult around here, but we are trying to build a loyal following where you're loyal to them and they are loyal to you. Okay. So make integrity and originality core values of your brand so that you are attracting those people with integrity and originality as a part of who is in your community. So when your audience sees you taking a strong stance against dishonesty, they'll naturally adopt the same mindset and protect what you've built. So those are our 10 things. I'll go back through them without all of the extra. And then we only, like I said, we only have Tachi and Dr. Tachi and Shawana Kennedy in the studio because of tech issues. We came on late. Everybody else probably tried to hang in there, thought I wasn't coming on. And so, hey, y'all, sorry. But they are the two that are in studio. We're going to start with Dr. Tachi. And the question is, have you built the type of community that would let you know when they spot copycats? That's the question. And then, of course, I want to know, what was the most impactful thing you learned this week to protect yourself against copycats? We'll start with Dr. Tachi, but I'm going to go back through our 10 strategies to build a community of snitches in our favor. Okay. So number 1, you're going to give your community an identity. Number 2, you're going to reward those who call out copycats. Number 3, you can host insider-only knowledge drops, okay? Number 4, cultivate a receipts culture. Number 5, encourage user-generated content, that UGC. Number 6, spotlight and encourage your most loyal fans. Number 7, make your audience a part of your evolution. Number 8, launch an exclusive first to know initiative for your VIPs. Number 9, educate your audience on industry scams so that they know what to look for and also share what to look for. Number 10, embed ethical loyalty as a part of your brand culture. Okay. So those were the 10 strategies. Again, the question, if I can find it again, here we go, is how have you built, the type of community that would let you know when they spot copycats? And what was the most impactful strategy or thing nugget that you got for this week's content? Dr. Tachi.
Yes, I have, to the point, and this is the thing, I didn't even realize. I already knew I had my regulars who watch, but
Mm-hmm.
something happened recently
Ooh.
where and it happened twice. Someone I went to elementary school with, St. Joseph's School,
Mm.
back channeled me on or DM me on Facebook and said, "Hey, such as you need to contact your lawyer because such and such is using er." I was like, I didn't even know you watched. So thank
I
you.
love it though.
So, and
Yes.
this is somebody that I haven't talked to since like elementary school, but we just follow on Facebook. So the thing is, that made me realize that people are watching, even if you don't know, and
Yeah.
how strong the brand is, that they were like, wait a minute now, you're not going to use her. So he was like, contact your lawyer because such and such is using her. I was like, well, thank you, Jeff. Wow.
I
So it's
love it.
already started to happen. And somebody said this to me before, such and such is using her. And I noticed it, but I didn't know anybody else really did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
there I have snitches already.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, what was the most impactful thing you learned this week to protect yourself against copycats?
Oh, I love the Why They Failed series that we talked about
Yes.
yesterday. I think that's again something that have started, to do in small increments, but I want to really lean into it more because I think it could be helpful to let people know, yeah, this was a failure, but why?
Love it. Love it. So they can stay clear of the failures. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Tachi. Shawana Kennedy, Kennedy Media, have you built the type of community that would let you know when they spot copycats? And what was the most impactful thing you learned this week to protect yourself against copycats?
Well, hello. For me, it was actually have a few things on my list as it relates to my folks, because of different things that I've done. Um, they definitely let me know, you already know, one of my props. So when someone else is using or leaning into that as a prop, if nothing else, they make me aware that you know. But also because I've done spotlights, I've even created a whole series. Uh, I did it at the top of last year for people to spotlight the people that have been rocking with me, even in our community, where I took it because you already know I'm about be seen, be heard, and all of those good things. It's showing people so they can hear what it is that you are doing in your group. So I've done a spotlight where I've interviewed several people on the matter. So I've done the spotlight. I'm big on the user generated content, because of course I wouldn't mind some sponsorship. So I like and consider stuff like that as well. And then the evolution, it is watching people who have been with you, who really do listen to you. They may not want to, but then when you have the receipt to show how it grow, because that's what has happened to me, to be able to then take this information now, even in real time, take the information when people are resistant, but saying, see, if you just really listen. And then I guess this will lead me into one of the things that helps to lean into the impact of what it is that we get to do. When people listen at, for example, you, we know it could be tough, but when we lean in, you really do get results. And so when people, so that impact leads to results for me. So that's part of what that looked like and has felt like for me. Seeing the results and showing people, just listen. I know it feels weird, but just go with me here. So yeah, that's been it for me.
Love it. I love it, y'all. Do you guys have any questions about this week? I know you might not, but I'm going to ask before we get to the announcement. Do you have any questions or any more value adds about this week, about just creating these strategies as a playbook to help protect yourself against copycats? Did you have any questions or any value adds?
One thing I do want to say, because of what you do, Shay, you've been showing up for a while now. And it's even stuff like this where people who may not have known you a year ago run across your videos and they'll say, huh, that's the same thing that young lady talked about, huh? And then they'll go back and say, well, no, well then, that's if you're a researcher like me and say, how long have this person been been doing that thing or talking about that thing, right? Whatever that more of it, whatever that thing is. So then it gives you, and that's why you have to show up. I'll lean into video again because you cannot get away from video because it lives on. And so that's your proof. If you ever had to say, hey, attorney, so and so, these are things and assets to add to your case. So y'all need to keep showing up. Keep showing up, keep putting your information out there, protect your protect your assets. Yeah.
Assets.
Yeah,
protect your assets. Yes. Hilarious. Cover your assets. All right. Dr. Tachi, was there anything else you wanted to add before we move on?
This entire week was just, as usual, phenomenal. But I think there's something that really clicked here because that's the end that I sometimes don't think about because it hasn't happened to me yet. Hopefully not, but I haven't had the whole quote for real copycat thing happen. But yeah, this was just really good. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Over here on the YouTube side, we got Shawana Mac Travel Agency saying, I believe I have because of positive response comparing what others listen to. I'm doing the spotlight, those who look out for me. I have built a community that will look out for me. Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, you guys know that this morning show is just a huge benefit of our free business mastermind. So we do have member announcements. So these strategies, I gave you 10. They are only in my show notes, and there's only 2 ways to get my show notes. Number 1, you have to be inside of the free business mastermind group, and they live in the files section. Number 2, you can get the entire morning show in your email inbox. What happens is every broadcast day, you will get 2 emails, one in the morning to remind you to hop on the YouTube live, and one in the afternoon that will include a link to the replay and a link to the show notes. So go to shaycannon.com/show and sign up, and you'll start to get the entire morning show in your inbox. Okay. Tonight is movie club night. I finally did put the poll up yesterday for people to vote. All of them are business documentaries, and all of them are available on YouTube. I'm just trying to help you out in case that Netflix doubling their monthly fee made you stop getting Netflix. I'm giving you a month to get your stuff together because you still gonna want Netflix. But it's all on YouTube. Okay, so go ahead and vote. You have until noon today, because we need to be able to watch it before we meet at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight. And what we're going to do is, while you're watching, pull out all of the business nuggets, and we're going to discuss all of the nuggets at 7 p.m. Eastern time tonight on Movie Club night. Okay. So if you haven't voted, you still have until noon Eastern time to vote. All right. Tomorrow is Friday. It's a get shit done work session. It's usually for the paid membership only, but we are allowing the free community to come in on the last part. So if you're in the free community, those details are inside of the group. Okay. If you don't know already, you can find out more about me, your host, Shay Cannon, okay, and how to join our free business mastermind in the description below, all right? If you haven't already, you know we gave you some good information in this episode, so give us a thumbs up, like our episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and this was the 4th video in a series, so make sure that you catch the other videos, all right? And with that, I want you guys to have a great day and a great week and a weekend, because this is our last broadcast day of the week. We like to not have made it, but we did. So I want you guys to have a great weekend, and we'll see you right back here on Monday. And with that, the studio is closing in 5, 4, 3, 2,